in the position to actually know the people's names on the list, those people are probably in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that's a crazy piece of information to have.
Look.
No one's been tried. No one's been brought. No one's been discussed. We know who went there. We know flight logs. No one talks about anything. There's no effort.
Death, the secrets of Jeffrey Epstein remain tightly guarded. But earlier this year, I spearheaded a Wired investigation that uncovered the data of almost 200 mobile phones to visitors to his infamous peddling. The data was so precise, we were able to map the paths of these visitors to within centimeters, including their neighborhoods, buildings of origins, and the paths they
situation. Yeah. You know, people found out that Ellen was mean, and all these people came out and said, Ellen's actually a bitch. And then we were like, oh, can't believe it. And she lost everything. She fell apart, disappeared, because people found out that this character that she was portraying in a half an hour on a television show is not really who she was. My buddy Greg, who was one of her writers, was like, she's a piece. He was like, she's a monster.
For years, the world has been obsessed with one question. What exactly was Jeffrey Epstein hiding? Reports suggest that as far back as 2003, Epstein quietly rented multiple storage units across Florida, allegedly using them to stash away disturbing evidence linked to his crimes. Now, an inventory from one of those lockers has surfaced, and it's raising serious questions. Inside, investigators reportedly discovered training manuals, explicit photographs of victims, and 3 computers. The FBI cloned those devices, but the original machines were never recovered. Since millions of Epstein-related files were released, the internet has exploded with speculation. Among the most viral claims is a shocking allegation that Ellen DeGeneres may have been connected to Epstein in a far darker role. The story has spread rapidly, gaining millions of views and fueling intense debate online. But here's where things get complicated. Some insiders who claim to have reviewed the actual evidence insist these allegations are completely fabricated. Others, however, argue the opposite. But the evidence is real, and that someone is deliberately pushing misinformation to distract from the truth hidden deep within the files. So today, we're cutting through the noise. We'll break down what was truly found inside Epstein's secret storage units, separate fact from fiction.
You know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
The Epstein Files have triggered something no one saw coming. Moments that once seemed harmless, watched by millions, are now being re-examined under a much darker spotlight, raising new questions and suspicions. Let's start with Ellen DeGeneres. When Donald Trump signaled that the Epstein Files could be made public, reports claimed Ellen quietly left the country. Alongside her wife, Portia de Rossi, she relocated to the English countryside. The move was described as a step away from the tense political environment, with the couple settling into a newly purchased farmhouse.
DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi moved to England after Trump election win. Ellen and Portia have settled into a new home in the Cotswolds, a region in southwest England about 2 hours from London. We're told that the couple scooped up the place before the election, but were very disillusioned with Trump's victory, and as one source put it, they immediately decided to quote-unquote, get the hell out. Wow.
However, the timing of their departure didn't go unnoticed. It raised questions. After all, the Epstein scandal has long-standing ties to the UK, Prince Andrew, London's elite circles, and a trafficking network that reportedly stretched across the Atlantic. And suddenly, Ellen was living right in the middle of it. Then, just 14 months later, reports surfaced that Ellen had purchased a $27 million mansion in Montecito, California. Insiders claim she's now dividing her time between the UK and the US. But for those paying attention, one question refuses to fade. Why leave so suddenly? And why return just as quietly? That's when old clips from Justin Bieber's appearances on her show began resurfacing. For years, there had been whispers, unproven claims, that Ellen may have acted as a connector for powerful, high-profile individuals. At the time, those rumors never gained traction. But now, people are revisiting everything. Back then, Bieber's appearances looked harmless. a young star joking around with a beloved host. But today, viewers are seeing something different. Subtle discomfort, awkward moments, questions that now feel off. At the same time, reports claimed federal agents have opened Epstein's long-hidden safes from secret storage sites. Alleged emails have surfaced online, with some claiming they link Ellen to powerful figures in disturbing ways. One controversial claim suggests she helped facilitate introductions involving a young Bieber and members of the British royal circle. Another rumor goes even further, speculating about personal ties to the UK that sound almost unbelievable. Meanwhile, Ellen's show played a major role in Bieber's early rise. During the same period, he was also seen around figures like Diddy, who is now facing serious allegations of his own. According to insiders, Bieber has been deeply unsettled by everything coming to light, struggling to process what these revelations could mean. Old conversations are being dug up, talk of parties, after parties, and who was present at what time. The social web connecting Ellen, Epstein, Diddy, Bieber, and other high-profile names is now under intense scrutiny. But here's the reality. Ellen DeGeneres has not been charged with any crime. Her name appears in certain documents, in media mentions, and in forwarded communications, but not in verified criminal records or direct accusations. Still, in the court of public opinion, perception often matters more than proof. And right now, the optics are what people are focused on. Her sudden move abroad, her quiet return, those resurfaced interviews, and her connections within elite circles.
For many, it forms a pattern they can't ignore. As of recently, Ellen is back in Montecito, California, a place known for its privacy, where the ultra-wealthy live behind gates, hedges, and security systems. Her neighbors reportedly include Oprah Winfrey, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. Some have also pointed out that Epstein's network was believed to have activity in similar elite locations. Because his real power wasn't just money, it was access. Access to influence, to status, to people who could open doors no one else could. And when you look at the overlap between Hollywood, London's elite, and royal connections, it leads to one unavoidable question. Where do coincidences end and real connections begin? Back in 2019, Ellen and Portia were photographed at a Dallas Cowboys game, sitting alongside former President George W. Bush and his wife. The image went viral, sparking debate across political lines. Ellen later addressed it, saying she believes in being friends with people who hold different views. That message of kindness and connection became a core part of her public image. But in light of everything that has surfaced since, some now see that message differently. They point out the irony that certain associations, once seen as harmless, now carry a different weight. Then, in August 2025, former writer Greg Fitzsimmons spoke publicly, offering a contrasting perspective. He described Ellen as difficult behind the scenes, alleging a tense and challenging work environment that didn't match her public persona.
I was a producer on the Ellen DeGeneres show, won 4 Emmys, and would give them all back to have that time in my life. I had an NDA where I couldn't talk about her. And then now that she fled to England, which to me, like, the deportation thing is starting out on the right foot. And I think she wanted to move to a country, England, where being called the C word is kind of like a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you kind of blend in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not as harsh.
Yeah.
This stands in sharp contrast to the "be kind" image she built and shared with millions. The Epstein Files have also pulled other powerful names into the spotlight, including Bill and Hillary Clinton, though it's important to note, neither has been formally charged with any crimes connected to Epstein. Bill Clinton addressed the situation during testimony before Congress, firmly denying any knowledge of Epstein's activities. He admitted to flying on Epstein's private jet, but maintained those trips were tied to humanitarian efforts and insisted he had cut ties long before the scandal became public. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, publicly denied having any personal connection to Epstein. However, some documents and reports have led to questions about that claim.
Did you see the Ellen DeGeneres set on her show was the same set as the Epstein Island? Bro, check it. Bro, look at it. Bro, the set.
What was going on?
Bro, it's crazy, bro.
So is Moana taking place on Epstein Island?
Bro, I don't know.
Was Sebastian and Ariel on Epstein Island?
When you get a moment, go online and look at her set and look at the temple in the Epstein Island. They look the same. Oprah's name's outside now.
Yeah, but
about some school in Africa. Ellen DeGeneres just moved to England last year, and apparently she's escaped because started popping off.
Now, before we go any further, let's make one thing absolutely clear. Ellen DeGeneres has not been charged with any crime related to Jeffrey Epstein. There is no verified evidence linking her to trafficking, no witness testimony placing her at illegal events, and none of the millions of released documents identify her as a participant in any criminal activity. And yet, public trust in elite media and powerful social circles is collapsing faster than facts can keep up. Social media has turned into a breeding ground for speculation, where extreme and graphic accusations spread at lightning speed. Some of these claims, even the most bizarre ones, have gone viral, despite having no proof behind them. These theories, while unproven, reflect something deeper, a growing mistrust. For many, it comes from years of watching powerful figures avoid consequences, creating a mindset where every shadow feels like it's hiding something. Take a moment that once seemed completely harmless. Ellen at the Oscars, handing out pizza to celebrities in the audience. At the time, it was seen as a fun, lighthearted stunt, just another viral celebrity moment. But today, even that scene is being re-examined. Some conspiracy circles have attempted to link it to the Pizzagate narrative, a widely debunked theory that, despite being disproven, still lingers in certain corners of the internet.
What if in 2014 at the Oscars, they did a live auction for young people right in front of our noses, and all we did was laugh? Listen to this, and if you know, you know.
The pizza, once just a joke, has, for some, turned into a symbol of something far more sinister. Speculation hasn't stopped there. Online rumors have even attempted to link Ellen to the tragic death of actress Anne Heche. These claims remain completely unproven. But in a climate where any celebrity death connected to powerful circles is instantly questioned, the whispers refuse to fade. Then there's the so-called royal connection. Viral posts have pointed to distant genealogical links between Ellen and figures like Kate Middleton and Queen Elizabeth II, tracing lines back to King Edward III. In reality, these connections are incredibly distant, shared by millions of people with European ancestry. But in today's environment, even the smallest link becomes fuel for suspicion. So what do we actually make of all this? The royal ties are little more than historical trivia. The pizza moment was exactly what it looked like.
And yet, people are going back, re-watching old footage, questioning how young stars were treated, analyzing the behavior of powerful figures, and asking themselves, did we miss something? As it stands, the Epstein Files themselves are incomplete. Many sections are redacted, censored,
and frustratingly vague. Names are blacked out, key details are missing. And in that absence of clarity, the public has stepped in, filling the gaps with everything from valid concern to extreme conspiracy. Here's what we do know. Powerful individuals crossed paths with Epstein. Some flew on his plane, some attended his events, some appear in his communications, others don't, but have still been pulled into the narrative regardless. Ellen DeGeneres moved to the UK. The timing raised questions. She later returned to the US, raising even more. But relocating isn't a crime. Buying property isn't proof. And living in the English countryside doesn't make someone royalty. Still, the bigger questions remain. Why do the same powerful names keep appearing together in emails, on flights, at exclusive gatherings, only to disappear when scrutiny begins? Why do young celebrities like Justin Bieber so often find themselves at the center of these elite networks, visible at first, then silent later? Why is transparency so difficult when influence spans across media, politics, and even royalty? And why does every attempt to uncover the truth seem to create more confusion instead of clarity? These aren't just questions about Ellen DeGeneres. They're questions about a system, one where access is currency, where information is controlled, and where the public is left trying to piece together what happens behind closed doors. The files are incomplete, the answers are partial, and maybe they always will be. So are these connections simply coincidences? Or do they hint at something deeper, something hidden within the structures of power that shape the world? The truth remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The conversation isn't over. The demand for transparency, for accountability, for real answers is only getting louder. What do you think? Coincidence or something more? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, take care.